Youth unemployment is soaring. The number of people under 25 out of work is at the highest level since records began, with the rate in Spain and Greece at over 50%. A large proportion counted in the official figures are still in full-time education, so the numbers are inflated, but they're still alarming. Things are tough in the UK too, and now there are growing fears about a lost generation.
Today's youth, because they're going to have a difficult start, are going to have much greater challenges of getting higher incomes, stable lives, family life than we had. And it's a real problem, not just for them, but for the rest of society.
The UK government is seeking to boost growth with a package of infrastructure investments. But jobs in the building trade are scarce right now, and apprenticeships are few and far between. Unemployed youths have descended on South London, where property maintenance company Aspect is putting on an unemployment bootcamp. And a much sought-after painter and decorator apprenticeship is the prize for the lucky winner.
You've got a lot of people struggling to find a job, whether it's 15, 16, 30-year-olds. If you look at the past generations, you had a lot more apprenticeship schemes, a lot more jobs available. I mean, you could walk into a job and physically get a day's work. Now you can't do that.
A lot of my friends work, but they get 6 weeks' work, and then they've got nothing for 4 weeks, and then they get another job, and then they're out of work again. And it's not consistent, and you can't pay bills if work ain't consistent.
The outlook for those about to enter the job market has never been so uncertain. Graduate trainee schemes at big companies still exist, but there are far more people now going for fewer places. That's led more and more students to consider starting their own business, something they might not have considered in the good times.
You hear about 10 jobs at a big company being applied for by tens of thousands of students, and it is kind of a big put-off as well. You don't want to go for that job because you're up against so many other people and you have to invest a lot of time into an application. So I think a lot more students and young people are looking into starting their own companies.
Hushpreet Dhaliwal is the chief executive of Naku, an organisation that supports student-led enterprise societies and young entrepreneurs in the UK.
Young people today don't only come out of university, let's say, looking for a full-time job. Prior to coming out of education, they're already doing part-time consulting, or they're doing part-time services, or looking for other part-time things or skills that they can develop to make sure they're setting themselves up for their career. Today, entrepreneurship has become a career option that's celebrated. It's one that young people can aspire to.
Today's aspiring entrepreneurs are taking inspiration from Japan's so-called lost generation of the 1990s. They might have failed to follow their predecessors into corporate careers, but many went on to become successful entrepreneurs. Surrey Enterprise is a spin-out business from the Enterprise Society at Surrey University that provides student expertise for local businesses. This year it generated 6 figures of revenue, and its managing director Cameron Wilson says entrepreneurs can enjoy success in difficult times.
Yes, there's a lot of anxiety about putting bread on the table and paying the bills, but I think there is a lot of good ideas that are beginning to emerge, and people are beginning to find a little bit more insight and excitement out of pursuing those instead.
So you're an optimist then? You wouldn't go along with those who talk about a lost generation?
No, I wouldn't say it's a lost generation. I think when in every crisis there's opportunity.
While some graduates hope to start their own business, others are increasingly considering going to work for existing startup companies. Traditional university milk rounds saw the best students scoop generally into financial services or management consultancy. But traditional corporate career fairs are now being challenged by a new wave of startup milk rounds, the first of their kind.
Working for an organisation that is starting up, helping them develop into and establish themselves is a challenge which I would like to test myself and see if I can do it.
Being able to work alongside an entrepreneur and learning their lessons as they go along, and then being able to apply that to my own organisation is really important to me.
The fact that startup companies are now recruiting students is perhaps a sign of the times for today's graduates. Opportunities at the big established companies are more limited and competition is more fierce than ever. While many young people entering the world of work may consider themselves unlucky to be going for a job today in such a difficult economic climate, few seem prepared to accept the fact that they're part of a lost generation just yet. Garrahan, Financial Times, London.